Good morning, Texoma. I'm News Channel 6 Melissa Kakarika. Today we are taking an inside look at the summer reading program at the Wichita Falls Public Library, and I'm joined by Kathy Vossler, who is our Youth Services Manager over there, as well as Danielle Marsh, who is our Youth Services Librarian. Good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
So tell us a little bit about what the summer reading program has in store this year.
Okay. Our summer reading program starts on June 1st, and it goes through the end of July. Our theme this year is Every Hero Has a Story, and our main goal this year, as always, is to keep children reading during the summer and to get teens and adults into reading so that they model good behavior for the youngsters.
Now, I know there are a couple different age groups here, so let's kind of break them down and explain what each age group needs to do.
The children, which would be very, very young up until the teenagers. So we've got one group which is called the Read to Me group. That's mainly for children who aren't able to read yet, so the parents are doing the reading for them, but they can still earn prizes. Then moving up from there, you do have the youth, which would be, from that age up until the teenagers, and they need to read a certain number of hours to get different levels of prizes. So I think it's 600 minutes will get you one prize level, then you read another 600 minutes, you get the next prize level, and then I think there's 3 different levels altogether.
That's correct.
So it's 1,800.
Okay.
Sounds like a lot, but it really isn't over the course of the summer.
And they can read any books they want?
Yes. Any books they have at home. They don't have to come to the library. Of course, we would love for them to. But the cool thing about the program is that it's all online. So they just register, sign up for an account online. They don't have to come to the library on June 1st, but we'd love to see everybody over the summer.
So everybody kind of keeps track of their own hours and submits that to you online.
Exactly. Now the teens and the adults, they have to read a certain number of books to earn their rewards for the summer reading program. So it's a little different than the children, but we're asking them to do just a little bit more to read books and give us a short book review.
And you brought a whole bunch of prizes here, kind of incentives to get people to read. Let's talk about what we have on the table.
Okay.
This is for the children. There's the 3 different levels. You've got a cup and a little prize bag and then a nice sports bag here. And they're filled with different things, some of which we've displayed out in the front here. And they also get a book. So we've got a couple different examples of different books they can get there.
Some cute titles there.
And then for the teens, they also get to choose a book. They will get earbuds with a case and then a USB car charger and also some food coupons from local merchants and things. And then the adults, they also get to choose a book, and then their prize is a notepad, a calendar, and a pen.
So can they choose any book that they've read or just from a certain pile that's been set aside?
We have books, publishers send us what are called advanced reading copies. So these are books typically that have not been published yet. They'll probably be published later in the summer or in the fall. So it's kind of exciting to get a book that hasn't been out yet in the public eye. So they get to choose one of those to take home.
Yeah, kind of another exciting way to get people to read. And they're all very age-appropriate prizes, it seems like. And now, do they just get one for every certain hours, or just once they reach that goal, they get all of them in the category?
Once the teens and adults have read the number of books that they have to read, they get one prize. They aren't eligible for additional prizes. Although, we do have what we call random prize drawings. So throughout the summer, if someone has completed their book reviews and read their books, they are put into a drawing for an additional prize. And this year we'll have gift cards from Target and from Starbucks. So those are always fun to get. And the children, we have the 3 different levels. So they can spread out their hours over the summer and have something to look forward to at different points of the summer.
Now let's talk a little bit more about this theme, because some of these prizes have that theme, Every Hero Has a Story. How did you guys come up with this?
We actually didn't come up with it. It's part of a kind of a national summer reading program. So a lot of different libraries that are using that program are going to be able to use Every Hero Has a Story theme. But as you can see, we have some interesting heroes. There's the main thing of these platypuses who are like secret agent kind of superheroes, but we also like to focus on real life superheroes. So, fire people, police people, anybody who could be a real life superhero is also included in that as well.
And they're going to be incorporated throughout the summer with a lot of things going on at the library, right?
That's right. We have what we call our Celebrity Story Time, and that's every Tuesday at 10:30, and we'll bring in community heroes to read to the children. Then we have a superhero training camp that's actually going to be offered at 2 different times in June and July. And all of our materials are sort of theme related. We don't focus too heavily on the theme, but it just makes it more fun to have all of our prizes sort of coordinated.
Yeah, kind of another nice little incentive. Now, does somebody have to have a library card? Who is this kind of open to? Just anybody?
Yeah, it's open to anybody who has, I think it's anybody who has a library card, but you don't have to have a library card, you know, the day of the start of summer reading. It doesn't have to be June 1st, you have a library card, you can start. If you want to come in at any point during summer reading, get a library card and then register, that's completely fine as well.
Okay.
And we don't want not having a card to be a barrier, especially to children who would like to participate in the program. So if you're a resident of the city of Wichita Falls, library cards are free to children and adults. So if you're eligible for a free card, by all means, definitely come in and get one. But if you're outside the city limits, if the $25 non-resident fee is a problem, we don't want that to be something that keeps a child from participating in the program. So call us, we'll work with you, and of course you're always welcome to come to the library. You don't have to have a card to come and enjoy the programs or to even sit all day and read books if you want to.
And now you mentioned a lot of this does take place online. So what are some of those sites? How do people get to those sites to sign up?
Yeah, if you go to wfpl.net, there'll be a link on there as soon as summer reading starts. You just go on there, click register, sign up. Otherwise, you know, you can always call and ask us if you need help signing up. Sometimes there are problems, you know, technology. But otherwise, yeah, it's really easy. You just go straight to our main website and sign up that way.
Now, I imagine this is always very popular. Do you normally get a lot of kids involved through this?
We do. We have tons of people coming, especially to our Wednesday programs. That's one of the big focuses of our summer program, just because it's fun. Children and adults get to come in and see a performer maybe from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, get to see animals because we don't have a zoo here. They get to see live animals a couple of different times during the summer. So the program days will have, goodness, 300 to 400 people coming in just for the program. But we do have a lot of children, adults, and teens participating in the summer in the reading portion of the program, which is awesome.
Yeah, I imagine for you guys being a part of the library, that's a great thing to be a part of and to see, right?
It is, yes.
All right, well, we're going to talk a whole lot more about the summer reading program and, of course, everything that's going on at the library. There is a lot more to come on Inside Texoma, so make sure you stay tuned this morning.
Congratulations, Ida Hill, for being chosen as May's Community Service Champion. Each month, the new Channel 6 honors residents who give selflessly to help others. But we need your help. Nominate someone you feel is deserving to be recognized for their community service. All of our champions will be honored during a banquet, and one of them will be selected as our Champion of the Year. Head to newschannel6now.com today to nominate a champion who is close to your heart.
The Community Service Champion is sponsored by Patterson Auto Group.
Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, I'm joined by Kathy Vossler and Danielle Marsh from the Wichita Falls Public Library. We're taking an inside look at the summer reading program. Welcome back, you guys.
Thank you.
And one of the things that is a big part of this is the library card. Let's delve a little bit more into how somebody would get a library card to be a part of this program.
Okay, if you'd like, you can go to our website, once again, wfpl.net. We do have a link there to actually fill out the information that would enable you to get a card. To actually physically pick up the card, you do have to come to the library with a photo ID, preferably something that has your Wichita Falls address on it, like a driver's license. If it doesn't, for instance, you've just moved to town, you don't have that yet, You can bring a piece of mail that's been sent to you, also with a photo ID. So as I said earlier, cards are free if you live inside the city limits. If you're outside the city limits, we do charge a $25 non-resident fee. If you think about it, that's only about $2 a month to have a library card, so it's a really great deal. It's a great form of entertainment that's not real expensive once you consider how much you can get out of it. So yeah, that's basically what's involved in getting a card. And a lot of people don't know that children can have cards, but children of any age can have their own card, and we want to encourage children to have a card. It gives them a sense of responsibility. It's exciting for them to be able to check out their own stack of books with their own library card.
And having that library card does open them up to a whole lot, because you guys have a lot going on this summer, not just the reading program. Let's talk about everything that's on the calendar.
Yeah, our calendar is pretty packed. Every week, or every day of pretty much every week, we have something going on. Mondays, we have youth gaming from 2 to 3. That's open to all ages. It's a lot of board games, like the Wii, things like that. Tuesday, we have our celebrity story time at 10:30, and that is featuring local community heroes and community representatives doing the story time for usually preschoolers and caregivers. Wednesdays are our big programs. Those are the ones that are things like magicians, singers, animal acts, stuff like that, and that's usually sometime in the afternoon, 2 or 3-ish as well. Thursdays we have youth crafts, and we also have Tales for Tales, which is really useful for children who are finding it hard to read. They can read aloud to a dog, and it makes it a lot easier on them. And then a couple Fridays we have some programs. Usually they're registration programs, which mean you need to either call in or come in just to register and make sure there's room for those.
But all of these are free, I'm assuming.
They're all free.
They are, with the exception of one teen program. We have a painting workshop that we've been able to offer for a couple of summers now with Rachel Lyles from How Great Thou Art. We do have a $5 supply fee involved with that particular workshop, but that's the only thing during the whole summer that actually involves any form of fee.
And then just the one event that was the registration, which one was that?
We've got 3 events that have registration.
Okay.
One is the painting workshop. Also for teens, we have a Sharpie art workshop as well, but again, that one does not have a fee associated. And then we have the superhero training camp for the younger children, which again does not have a fee.
A lot going on. You guys must be busy preparing for all of this.
We definitely are. I also wanted to mention that for teens and adults, we have book talks or book discussion groups. The adult book discussion group is on the first Tuesday of the month at 6:45 in the conference room. They do read a specific book, and to find that out, you can go on our website and find out what they're reading for the months of June and July, and that's actually a year-round program. And then we are also going to have the Teen Tween Book Talk that we do on a Saturday in June and a Saturday in July. And for that book talk, we talk about 10 or 12 new books that are coming out. We also look at book trailers, movie trailers, so it's kind of exciting. I usually give out a free gift card, and I give out a whole bag of books to the teens that come in, so it's a lot of fun.
And of course, having a library card in general means you can just come in and check out books anytime, right?
Sure.
Let's talk a little about the library itself and just all the books and things that you have to offer.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. In the kids section, which is where I usually am, we've got a ton of books aging from the board books, which are babies and toddlers, up until the tweenish area, so you know, 6th grade about in there. So anything in there, we've got books. We also have playaways, which are kind of interesting. They're audio and visual. So we have playaways, which are kind of like an MP3 player in themselves. All you have to do is plug in a pair of earbuds and you're good to go. It's an audiobook all by itself. The Playway Views are actually little videos, sometimes cartoons and things like that you can watch. Again, it's on its own little device. You don't have to have anything to use those.
Okay, and then there are the more adults, fiction, nonfiction, pretty much anything, I'm
Sure,
guessing.
exactly. And then we also have our ebooks. So if you have a library card, you have access to those. They are free. They do check out really easily and check in automatically. So those are great for people that travel a lot, that like to listen to audio, or even at work. Sometimes people get to listen to audiobooks. So I know that's a real popular thing with many of our teen and adult library users.
Well, let's let everybody know where the library is located, first of all, in case they haven't gotten down there yet.
Okay, it's at 600 11th Street, basically at 6th and Indiana, right next to the Wichita Theater, but we do face 6th Street. And I did want to mention, a lot of times for our Wednesday programs in particular, there's a problem with parking. So this year, the city has put up new signs for 2 free parking lots that are right near the library, so that'll give us a lot more access to parking. And if you want to get to programs early so that you can get to the programs on time, it's always a great idea.
Good reminder. Anything else people need to know about the programs this summer, the summer reading?
Don't think so.
Just sign up.
Yeah, and you can check out our whole calendar online at our website. We also have print calendars. If you come in, we can give you those. So definitely be aware of what's going on.
Ooh, we're going to talk a whole lot more about the importance of all of this and why we're doing all this. That's going to be right after this break.
The news doesn't stop at 6. That's why the News Channel 6 team works throughout the night to bring you new stories and updated information at 10.
Now at 10,
we've got some new information tonight.
in continuing coverage tonight,
Uncovering details and getting answers.
Whatever it is, we're going to fix it.
2 whistleblowers are coming forward talking only to News Channel 6.
Plus, Skywarn 6 meteorologist Ken Johnson has the most up-to-date forecast to prepare you for tomorrow. Switch to 6. Always looking out for you.
Welcome back to Inside Texoma on this Sunday. Once again, I'm joined by Danielle Marsh and Kathy Vossler. We're talking about the summer reading program over at the library, which is located at 611th Street. We want to clarify that from our last segment, right?
Right. Yes, we are on 11th Street and not 6th Street.
Yeah. Just to make sure you know where to go to get involved with all of this and all of these great programs. Now, we do want to talk about the reason why we're doing this, because it is important to keep kids reading in the summer.
It really is. Children who read, studies show, do so much better, not only in the next school year, but throughout life. The latest study I've read statistics on shows that children who are not reading typically will have about an 80% drop in what they've learned the previous school year. And of course, we don't want that to happen. And then children who do read over the summer make gains over the summer, so they're that much better prepared for the new school year.
I was going to say, you hear a lot of times it's called, what, the summer drop-off? Is that the correct term?
Or the summer slide.
Summer slide.
Yeah, so it is very important, not only for that, but just for enjoyment. I mean, you want to give your kids an opportunity to have a lot of different activities to look forward to over the summer. So, you know, you go to the water park, you go on outings and things like that. But when there's downtime or when you're in the car with each other, instead of watching a movie, say, hey, you know, open a book and use your imagination, take yourself to another world or something. So reading opens up so many different avenues for life and for exciting adventures.
Yeah, and getting them involved in the program maybe keeps them a little out of trouble this summer, right?
Yeah, and we have air conditioning, so that helps.
There you go. It's a double
right.
win. Well, do you see it being a problem with kids as a lot of technology comes out and a lot of other things to take their attention away? Is it harder to get kids involved with summer reading these days?
It honestly kind of depends. A lot of kids will still do both, but definitely screen time is cutting into reading time a bit. But, you know, you can also read on a device, so if you have kids who are really focused on their tablet or their phone, you can always try and get them to read still, even if they don't want to read a physical book. We do have ebooks for children as well. But we still try to recommend the physical turning of a page, especially for younger children, like toddlers. It really helps them to learn how to read before they can even read. So it's really helpful, especially for those younger children.
Absolutely. A lot of benefits with reading, of course. Every child needs to know how to read.
Yeah, and since we have the programs for teens and adults, it's great for younger children to see teens and adults reading for pleasure, taking time out of the day or at the end of the day, sitting down together, even reading a book together. So you want to model good behavior for the younger children so that they'll want to do it and see that you're enjoying what you're reading. Maybe you can share some of the story with them, talk about what you're reading so that you know that they're understanding what they're getting out of it. Those are all really important things.
Now, is there anything you would say to a parent or even to an older child, you know, I'm out of school, I don't want to read for the summer, it's my time off, to get them involved? How would you get them involved or advise that parents kind of get past that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, books don't have to just be educational. When you have kids come into the library, ask them what they want to read. Don't just, pick something out for them. Find out what they're interested in. And usually there's a book associated with that. I know a lot of younger boys and girls are really into funny books. And we have a ton of funny books at the library. And that's really enjoyable and not necessarily educational, but it is still helping them build their vocabularies and understand social situations just by reading. We do have graphic novels and comic books as well, which are great to kind of rope them into the reading process because of all the pictures. And it does work with our theme as well, superheroes.
It does. That's a good point. And on that note, let's kind of recap our summer reading program here, maybe if somebody tuned in late as far as what's going to be going on.
Okay, once again, it does begin officially on June 1st. It ends on July 31st, so you've got 2 whole months to sign up and get started with reading. So if you don't get involved with it until the middle of July, for example, you've still got time to participate and maybe earn some prizes.
So pretty much as long as you get to a certain number of points by the 31st, right?
Exactly.
And there are different age groups with the points. Let's recap that.
Yes, we've got an age group for the youngsters who aren't able to read yet. That's called the Read to Me program. Then we have the youth program, which goes up, I think, until 11. And then we have the teens and adults as well. All of them get prizes for reading.
And another great look at our prizes here. Any that are your favorites?
I do like Stinky Cecil here.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the prize, but it's pretty good. This putty is amazing. It's bouncing putty.
Oh.
Yeah,
pretty fun.
Danielle's real excited about that. And then once again, we have a USB car charger for the teens, which is always very handy. We have earbuds. We have a notebook and calendar for the adults. And once again, every prize level gets you a free book to take home and keep, so you can build up your own personal library at home.
All right, and a lot of this is going to be online as far as registering. So let's give them the website one more time.
Yeah, you're going to go to WFPL.net. There'll be a link there that you can use to sign up for summer reading.
Okay, and all you have to do is get the library card and then just register for your reading points. And it's kind of an honor system just to keep track of your points,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
All right, well, is there anything else you want people to know about reading this summer and the programs you've going on?
We just want everybody to come visit us at the library. We have a great building. We have lots of great programs going on, and we have a fantastic selection of things to read.
I imagine you guys are very excited to get summer underway, right?
We are, yes.
All right, one more time. You are at 611th Street, right?
Just put it into your GPS.
There you go. All right, well, thank you, Kathy and Danielle.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for tuning in to Inside Texoma this morning.
When tornadoes are on the ground, the Skywarn 6 weather team has you covered.
More heavy rain moving into those flooded areas between Burke and Granfield, or right up towards Granfield. Seek shelter right now.
You're going to think about getting inside because this thunderstorm is packing a punch.
Keeping you safe during severe weather, on air and online.
You can see the wall cloud, very low hanging wall cloud outside of our park 5 to 10 minutes ago.
Skywarn 6 weather, always looking out for you.